Reports out of Spain suggest a dramatic twist in the story of one of world football's most watched teenagers, Endrick, the Brazilian forward who arrived at Real Madrid amid huge expectations, is reportedly the subject of active loan talks with Real Sociedad. And some outlets even claim that Florentino Perez has given the green light for negotiations. This isn't a small whisper. Multiple transfer outlets are pointing to serious conversation between the clubs about a January move designed to give the 19-year-old the minutes he needs while Real Madrid balance an increasingly crowded front line. To understand why this matters, remember who Endrick is and why his development matters to Madrid's long-term plan. Signed as one of the brightest young strikers from Brazil, Endrick turned heads with decisive cameos and key goals in cup matches last season and has the kind of raw finishing, movement and confidence that clubs dream of. Real Madrid's official channels celebrate him as a star of the future, and the numbers show a quickly rising profile at the club since his arrival. But the day-to-day reality of elite football is rarely tidy. Endrick's path to guaranteed minutes at the Santiago Bernabeu has been complicated by a packed attacking line, senior forwards and rising academy talents competing for the same minutes, and by a recent spell on the sidelines through injury, which has raised questions about the timing of his integration into Xabi Alonso's rotation. Those same pressures are why clubs like Real Sociedad are reportedly knocking. They can offer game time, a fertile tactical setup, and the stage to keep Endrick's momentum alive. There are, however, real obstacles to a smooth deal. Real Sociedad's financial and fair play margins are tighter than some suitors, and Endrick's salary and market value are not insignificant. That creates a negotiation that will likely involve loan fee structure, salary sharing, and performance conditions, not to mention Endrick's own wishes. Some reports say he would prefer to fight for a place at Madrid, while others suggest that a strategic loan could accelerate his progress and return him stronger. The truth right now is part fact and part strategy talk. Clubs and players often weigh development against prestige, and this is exactly that kind of crossroads. If Florentino really has given a nod to opening talks, the signal is huge. It would show Madrid's leadership is willing to prioritise the player's long-term growth over short-term squad depth, and it would underline the close commercial and sporting relationships Real Madrid maintains with other La Liga clubs, when that benefits talent development. For Real Sociedad, acquiring a player of Endrick's profile, even temporarily, would be a statement of intent. They'd add a high-ceiling forward who can change matches and electrify the unknown. But the move also carries a risk for both sides. If Endrick doesn't get the minutes or gets re-injured, momentum stalls and political headaches follow. Tactically, this would be fascinating. At Sociedad, Endrick could lead the line more regularly and refine his off-the-ball runs, link up with wide creators, and boost a team that often thrives on quick transitions. At Madrid, his absence would force Xabi Alonso to lean on other forwards and perhaps speed up tactical experimentation. For Endrick personally, two outcomes are possible. The loan becomes the springboard he needs, returning him a ready starter for Madrid, or the move becomes a detour that complicates an already intense development curve. Either way, January will be decisive. What to watch next? Official confirmations or denials from the clubs, any medical or paperwork updates, and how Endrick himself frames his next steps in interviews. Transfer markets are full of twists and counter-moves. At this stage, fans should treat reports as informed but not final. If you want the fastest follow-up, keep an eye on official club channels and trusted journalists who break transfer details rather than social rumour mill. And of course, tell us what you think. Should Real Madrid loan Endrick to Real Sociedad, or should the club insist he fight for minutes at the Bernabeu? Your take could predict the fan reaction if this deal moves forward.